What's going on, fam? Hope everybody's doing all right out there. So today we've got a little bit of a special one here. So if you guys recognize the box, of course it's Kizer, but this is from our good friends at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I picked this up at Blade Show. This is their exclusive Kizer Lieb M. So you can't say the words because apparently, you know, whatever, there's some reasons behind it. But this is the God of Mischief design from them. Of course, you know, you guys are familiar with the Kizer stuff. I don't think there was anything uber special in here. Let me just make sure. Let me get rid of that. I couldn't remember if it had any special stickers or anything. Nope, it's just the usual stickers. Of course, it does have your spare hardware, and in this case, it is gold hardware. So that's a little special, I guess. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and crack right onto this. So I've actually got two of these knives. Not two of the limited edition ones. There were only 100 of these made, and I think 40 of them went to Blade Show, 60 went to the website, or vice versa. Anyway, this is actually one of my wife's favorite knives. So she already had one, and I wanted to pick up another one for her. So this is, again, this is the God of Mischief, or we'll keep the name low key, as I said in the in my live stream there at Blade Show. So you have a green resin handle with some brass inlays, really making that that God of Mischief colorway work there. Again, all of your kind of goldish accents, kind of goldish liners. That's I would call that old gold. Would be the name I would give that, because it's kind of got that tarnished gold look to it. But we're going to zoom in so you guys can take a look at this resin, because it really does have some glitter to it, and you can see that it's really interesting. There's also some micro milling on the resin here as well. You can see that micro milling there in the brass. So you can feel that texture. You got a pop of color there with the blue pivot, and then the old gold pivot collar. Perfectly flush, everything. It does have T8 hardware, T6 pocket clip screws there. Actually, yeah, no, those are T6 pocket clip screws. Typical folded Kizer pocket clip. This one is a little on the strong side, which actually works for this smaller knife. You do have a 3 standoff construction there. Flipper tab, not really functional jimping on the flipper tab, but you don't really need it on this knife. Again, same pop of blue color there on the pivot screw. And then we'll go ahead and flick this thing out here. So there you have the drop point blade, the Kizer branding, Nitro V on this side, back side Lieb, and then it is an Azo design. Azo, I'm never sure on how to pronounce it. Anyway, he is an awesome dude. I've gotten to meet him multiple times. A great guy. The typical Kizer QC, everything looks great. You don't have a ton of sharpening on this thing, but it's not a big deal. But fantastic little blade. This has the coated blade. I can't tell. It doesn't look like it's a stone wash, but we'll go ahead and take a look at the tip there. Tip looks good as well. Make sure that's in focus. Yep. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just move right on into the other one here. So this was the original one that we purchased at Blade Show Atlanta last year. It is their standard G10 model. You see it's N690, and this is just a, again, it's the same knife. It just has a few little differences. So let me close this blade up here so we can see these guys side by side here. So you can see one of the main differences is there. I believe you have T8 versus T6 hardware. Of course, G10 versus resin. The flippers are slightly different. So this one is more rounded. This one's more squared off. Again, both times it is more or less non-functional jimping. The liners are a little more proud on this model, so you've got a little bit more of that shadow box look on there. Same pivots, So this side does not have a surround. It doesn't have a pivot collar. It does on that side. No pivot collar on this side, so they changed that. And then here you have your model number on the flipper tab. Like again, the other thing that they have changed was that blade shape a little bit. So let's see if I can get these. Let me go, instead of 5X, let me go 3X. There you go. So you can see the blade shape is just ever so slightly changed. It's not a massive change, but it is ever so slightly different. And then here you have a black wash. And then, of course, this knife is N690 versus Nitro V. Now, they do not make this Lieb anymore. It is now a button lock option. So, you know, they're just slightly different. The sizing is a little bit different, too. You can see the difference there in size. Old versus new. But, yeah, just a cool little knife. I said it's for my wife. It works really well. She loves a really good flipper knife, and these things have just absolutely astonishing little actions on them. The blade differences aren't massive. I think there's like a 2.3 inch versus 2.5 inch, something along those lines. I think it says it on this one. Is it 2.5? 2.48. So this is 2.39 and this is 2.48. So a tenth of an inch difference in blade length. Nothing crazy. Here you can see them lined up pivot to pivot. So nothing crazy there. Like I said, just barely a little bit of difference on the blades. But what's really nice about these, like I said, is just that really crisp action that Kizer's really well known for. And it's a smaller knife. Like I said, it works in the hand really well. We'll focus on the on this one here since it's a little bit larger. This is the size of the current one. So the current button lock that you can get is this size. So it is a pretty much a 3-finger knife. You can get that fourth. You can get your pinky on there a little bit, but pretty much it's just a 3-finger knife. Really comfortable in hand. No real hot spots or anything like that. It's not meant to be a a beater knife or anything like that. It's just kind of a small small task knife. So it's not going to be something where you're going to be putting it through a lot of work to worry about hot spots or anything like that. But really impressed with the action on it. This one has not been touched at all right out of the box. So it's a very lightweight blade. So just being able to shake shut it is pretty good. This one has been used quite a bit. And it's kind of the same thing. You just kind of have to shake shut it. But I've not taken this one apart or done anything with it either. Typically, my wife's knives don't get used as much actual use. They'll get carried a lot, but they don't get as much actual use. So, and they don't get fidgeted with as much either. So, they don't break in quite as fast as mine do. But anyway, if you are someone who has kind of limited strength in your hands, and you like the smaller knives, this is one that I always recommend to folks. If it's something that you're looking for, if you are looking for that smaller knife with that, again, that easy access for the blade. Kind of hard to beat one of these. The other knife is the BE.EDC.NC Mini Dundee. Is another really great knife. But yeah, so that's it. That's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and do a little bit of checking on the weight on this guy. Doesn't much matter on this one, just because you can't get these anymore, but I'm assuming the button locks are going to be about the same weight. It's 2.7 ounces, so it's probably going to be pretty close to the same weight on the button lock variant. And I'm sure the action is pretty good as well. Notice Kizer does a fantastic button lock, as you guys know. Let's check the hardware on this guy. And like I said, I do believe it is all T8 hardware. That one is good. Yeah, all these T8s are good. We'll go back through and check the T6s here in just a second. Those all look good. And the pocket clip screws. Yep, those are all good as well. So, as per usual, Kizer does a fantastic job with their QC. And last but not least, as if there was any question whatsoever, Kizer does a phenomenal job with their edges. This super thin paper, instead of ripping, it just slides right through it. So yeah, Is this something you guys enjoy seeing, or you folks enjoy seeing? I say guys, but you know, y'all know what the hell I mean. Is this something that you are enjoying seeing, the a little bit of the collection from my wife? Something that gives a little different perspective. You know, a little peek into the things that work for her as someone who does have that limited hand strength. She has a little bit of carpal tunnel mixed with some arthritis in her hands. So again, she needs things that are easy to manipulate. Kind of the same thing I have with my thumb, where it's difficult for me to use a thumb hole because I can't bend my thumb as far as I need to. For her, it's just a flipper tab works the best for her. It's the easiest for her to actuate, and then she really likes OTFs, ones that are a little more easy to function. So, you know, having that perspective, I think, really helps a lot on some certain things. So, anyway, if that's something you guys are into, it's you know, I can even have her on to some of the videos. She doesn't like to talk a lot on video, but if it's something that she's into, if that's something y'all would like to see, let me know. Anyway, I appreciate y'all as always. Please remember, check the description down below. It helps out the channel. Doesn't cost you a thing. It may even save you some money depending on if it's something I got a discount code for. But as always, regardless of what you do, remember, be kind, be humble, be EDC. Take care.